what time it is, nigga.
Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas.
Yeah. A minute, yo. Got my nigga Ramon with me.
But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor.
You know what I'm saying?
Under commanding General, your
Yeah.
honor. That for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners, all them pussy niggas talking shit. Yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm rippin'. And my niggas solid, number real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start steppin'. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon.
One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical, guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since. All the dominance of one West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupon for Uber. Rhymes hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper, been the proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going, I'm off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, down the D, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UP. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me.
Right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. We're in live the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, Biblical Scripture Breakdown class. Most High in Christ. Yahweh Hashem Avashai Barakatham to the brothers. Yahweh Shemal Athan Hashem Avashai to the sisters. We get up here. Precinct Captain 10,000 Not Designed Shah. Getting it started here. All right. We got it here. Getting ready to go and get started. Most High in Christ. Hakim, brothers, sisters in here, sisters on deck, ready to go. Sisters on deck, Most High in Christ. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. If nobody got questions in the room, we'll talk about a couple of things. The first things we're gonna get through here is talking about what the Lord said. We're gonna start in Jeremiah chapter 6. All right. Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 15. Like we're getting an idea that it's things that are causing there's so much that's going on that's causing a downfall in our people in our society. And we here to fix those problems, to address them, to bring them to light, and see what's the cause of these problems and how we can fix these problems. Because that's what we about here in the ISUPK, about solving our people's problems. You understand? So of course, everybody just go ahead and sign in for attendance. We'll get started just a moment. Like there's a lot that's going on in this empire. The Lord wants us to focus on building up his world, his society. That's what we were talking about the last time. You understand? The truth is what's going to last in this world. Like America is on its last leg. You understand? America is on its last leg. You got what's going on there at the border, of course. If you don't know, Texas defied the federal government. You understand? You got the Chinese that have their own secret entrance to the border through a whole nother state that's not coming through the same place that the Hispanic brothers and sisters are coming through. Our Latino tribes, you understand? Then you have now they didn't stop thousands of East Indians trying to come in with their own separate entrance that they also not showing up all over the news everywhere. America's running out of soldiers. Nobody's joining their military. All this political correctness, trying to change things that the Lord set in place from the very beginning. Like our oppressor thought that he could build a world and a society that would be better than the way that the Most High created life to function from the very beginning. Our oppressor thought that he could do things with his court system, with his legislation, with his news media, his propaganda, his journalism. Our oppressor thought that he could change life from the way that the Most High set it up to the way that he saw fit. And he thought it would work. He thought he could change genders, that you can take a man and now tell this man that if he really wants to, he can go now and live his life as though he is a woman, and that people are supposed to participate and affirm his or her gender identity, that a woman could go ahead and decide that she now is going to be the man and change the way she moves about, the way she carries herself, to make people believe that she is in fact a man, and that everyone is supposed to adhere to that families were no longer important. You understand? So that everyone could just go and be single and have fun and have a sexual liberation movement and no strings attached, and sell all the you understand, the sex sites and everything there, and have all of the sex in the city, casual sex, no strings attached. We just friends with benefits, and thought that a society could function this way. You understand? That marriage is a ring and a piece of paperwork, that you could change your mind and decide you don't want to do it anymore, and that'll just be the end of it. You understand? They thought that you could change from what God set up from the very beginning of when he created the world, and bring all people together with their own cultures, their own beliefs, their own gods, and then put everybody together in a melting pot and have a wonderful utopian society. That is what America had looked like. That is what the world had thought America was. Now, what people are seeing, you understand, people are getting a look and have been getting a good look at what America really is for these last few decades. You understand? So, like, that they've seen the abuse and the violence that our oppressor has done to blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans. They found the mass graves of how we've been slaughtered and thrown into mass graves at Indian boarding schools, and mass graves of the tribe of Isupk, of our Mexican brothers and sisters, thrown into mass graves in Texas and Louisiana and different border cities, and mass graves of our Gadite tribes, the so-called North American Indians, all in Canada, all throughout the Americas, mass graves of bodies and bodies of our children, our babies, our brothers and sisters, the Devil's Punch Bowl, 600 bodies found outside of a Mississippi prison, all of these things coming out. The Bible says in the last days that the earth would help the woman in Revelation. Like all of the secrets, all of the things that our oppressor thought that he could hide in the earth and cover it up and, cut someone's ability to find out the truth and remove slavery from the textbooks and remove the transatlantic slave trade and Jim Crow and redlining and all of the history of the horrible crimes and atrocities that our oppressor has done to build this society on the bones of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The world is finally seeing it. You understand? And starting to see it for what it really is, which is why he can't get anyone to join his military. Nobody's joining his army. Nobody's joining his Navy and his Air Force and his Marines. You understand? With his own hands, he is unraveling his great empire that he built off of oppressing our people for hundreds of years. Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Thanks be to the Most High. And in these times, it's very important for us hearing the truth, you brothers and sisters in the ISUPK, to learn exactly the information that the Lord wants us to know, how to repair our people, our societies, and even our own selves as we come through and fight to build up this kingdom until our King Christ returns. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25, Salaki says, and through his policy, meaning his laws, his legislation, he caused witchcraft to prosper. You understand? Caused the witchcraft to prosper, telling women that they did not need a man, that they did not need to be under the authority of their father or their husband, that they would be free to roam and travel and go and do as they see fit and have their own beliefs while simultaneously shoveling what sisters are supposed to believe through his media, through his witchcraft, through his movies, through his stars, through his entertainment, through his legislation. And now, as sisters are turning forward, I'm saying sisters because he pushed this to the world. America pushes this message, but it does not work with every other nation of people because they are the way that the Lord had created from the beginning. They are separate. You understand? America just finished congratulating the Chinese on the Chinese New Year. Meaning here in America, you understand, the Chinese, who America is about to go to war with any day over Taiwan, the Philippines, and all that fleet in the South Pacific Ocean, in the China Sea, all of that fleet preparing with hundreds of ships getting ready to go to war with China. Well, the Chinese celebrated their Chinese New Year. Everywhere they are in the world, they're celebrating the Chinese New Year because the Chinese have not bought into the lie and the propaganda that they are supposed to throw away all of their heritage and now go and become, in essence, a white man, an oppressor. You understand? They've not thrown away their heritage. The Lord says, and through his policy, what policies have our oppressor used? That bill, he passed the civil rights bill that was led in that civil rights movement, you understand, with the bus boycotts that led up to Martin Luther King and the lunch sit-ins here on Black History Month, where Black people, under the guise of fighting for equality, when it was really supposed to be about was fighting for equal pay, because we had a Black side of town with Black, as General Muhammad explained in his recent scripture breakdown class. We had Black side of towns in every city, and it was the side that our oppressors did not come through. And we had our own set of resources for the Black side of town, our own food supply, our own education system, our own teachers, our own school curriculums, our own hospitals, our own everything, banks, everything that we needed, our own morality code, our own rule of law amongst ourselves. We had our own for decades. And we build ourselves up coming out of slavery, so much so that we went from not being able to read and write legally without corporal punishment by our oppressors on plantations to creating Black universities in just a few short generations, to making mass inventions that completely revolutionized the world, not just the United States of America. For prime example, this laptop that I'm teaching on right now, the laptop was invented by a Black man. This cell phone that I'm broadcasting over here on this one was invented by Henry T. Sampson and Eugene Russell, two Black men that pioneered the old fat phone you used to see that looked like a brick and this modern phone that you see today, of course, with many generations of improvements. You understand? These fiber optic cables so that you can have dial-up high-speed internet, which is fiber optic cables that hundreds of miles, thousands of miles in the oceans and seas all across the planet so that the internet signal can go worldwide. Oh, a sister named Dr. Shirley Jackson, she invented the fiber optic cables, the caller ID. She invented the HDMI cords, the Ethernet cords, all of these things and inventions. We have no idea just how much greatness has been built into our people because our oppressors' policy of deciding what is the education that Blacks and Latinos should have has dominated from when we had our own. Integration was the biggest cancer that has ever happened to the Black, Hispanic, Native American community. You understand? And the Lord said through his policy, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, meaning his hands are controlling this craft. I'll give you another one. This alternative lifestyle movement. He passed a law prior to the 1970s. If you were a man that wanted to live a lifestyle of believing in yourself that you were the opposite gender, that was categorized as a mental illness. You understand? Just like a person believing that they were a duck or a chicken or a cat, that was categorized and treated as a mental illness. That if you go and check the World Health Organization and the New England Journal of Medicine and any popular health studies throughout the world in syndication, you will find that amongst that community, just as how it was originally, that there is such a high level of mental illness amongst that alternative lifestyle community, which they knew and understood fully prior to the 1970s. You understand? Then through his policy, he caused craft to prosper. So now it's no longer looked at as a mental illness. You're no longer considered mentally ill. You have rights. You're championed. You have a month. You have celebrations. You have parades. And now you cannot undo or get help for a mental illness that society has now said is acceptable and no one should look at it any differently, except for when someone with a mental illness that is a woman that identifies herself as two men goes into Joel Osteen's church and starts trying to unalive people, you understand, with an assault rifle, shooting in the church. A woman with a history of mental illness that identifies as two different men. I'll give you another one. The man who shot up that, I believe it was a Catholic school. You understand? He also had and wrote a manifesto as well. He himself identified as a woman, although he was a biological male, which I believe whatever they're supposed to say it now. You understand? In sports, you have more and more you seeing that there are biological males or men that are involving themselves in women's sports, and of course, they are dominating because they're bigger, they're stronger, you understand, they're more aggressive, their reflexes are much better. And this witchcraft that has a stranglehold on this kingdom has completely turned things upside down. You understand? This is what the Lord is talking about. Like these are just small examples of what the Lord is talking about. I'll give you one more and then I'll move on. What witchcraft did he cause to prosper? The idea of boyfriend and girlfriend. You understand? In the Bible, according to God, There is no such thing as boyfriend and girlfriend. We don't have boyfriend and girlfriends. In the Hebrew language, we have a word for woman and a word for man. And the word for a woman saying this is her husband, this is her man, this is the same thing. It's a part of what it means when God created a man. He made a female for that man. You understand? That was the purpose that he made a female to go with that man. There is a Chinese female for a Chinese man. There's an Arab female for an Arab man. There's a white female for a white man. There's a Filipino female for a Filipino man, and for a black Hispanic Native American Latino man, there is a black Hispanic Latino Native American woman. The Lord made everyone with his mate. His, because that female is tied to the male of her kind. You understand? While oppressor passed a law, you understand, so that he could exploit the labor force of women to take away the strength and the authority that a woman was to bring her husband and her father by empowering her to now go and strengthen the economy, strengthen the empire, which is the same thing that the Egyptians sought to do. That's why they were doing the very next point that I'm coming to, which we ended the last scripture breakdown class with. They were throwing our babies in the river. They were throwing our toddlers in the river to get rid of our babies, to get rid of your motherly instincts, to get rid of your nurturing, wifing, being at home provider, motherly wife instincts, so that your life's goal and instincts could be your job, your career, the business, bills, all of these things to make the empire stronger while simultaneously making your people weaker, making your children have less mothers. That's why the kids in the street shooting everybody. There's very little mothers around. You understand? That's why they can't read. They can't write anymore. There's nobody's mothering teaching them how to read and write and count. Mom's off getting 2 and 3 degrees, traveling the world, going to Dubai, turning up at the club, being free, having her own life. Mama got to have a life too. Because I'm sure no mothers from any previous generations, they never had to have a life either. You understand? But through the witchcraft of what our oppressor pushes, he pushed a culture that was anti-family, that was anti a man and a woman staying together forever for 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 years. Now it spiraled out of control beyond what he wanted. You understand? Beyond his ability to just capitalize, which was his idea. And if you ask the Bureau of Prisons, and if you ask any teacher, they will tell you the dire situation that they are having as they quit by the tens of thousands across America from trying to teach and raise the children from the last 2 generations. You understand? Like the witchcraft that our oppressor has put out into the world, which most of the known world has rejected. They rejected these things. You understand? And they maintain their heritage and their culture and they flourish here in America, but our people have not, and here is why. And this is what the Lord wants us to return to. So he said, and through his policy, he also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. This was done so that our oppressor could make himself stronger in his own mind of his own ability to himself. That and by peace shall destroy many through the guise and the concept of him being peaceful. Well, everybody should have their own right. Everybody should have their freedom to express however they want. Everyone should be able to, no one should have any conflicting beliefs that make someone have to reflect on the impact that their beliefs is having on the rest of society, whether this is right or wrong, whether this is true, whether there's some mental illness, whether this is something that is damaging. Is it dangerous? Is it spreading disease throughout the world? Is it causing mental illness to go unchecked? until some shooting spree erupts somewhere. All of these things have gone out the window. And now this is another idea of what the Lord is talking about. He shall magnify himself, and by peace shall destroy many. That's why the Lord told us in First Ezra chapter 8 and 84 to not seek peace with another nation of people. He said, don't seek peace. Seeking peace and having peace are two different things. And the civil rights movement and Martin Luther King, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Ralph Abernathy, John Lewis, all those old civil rights Negroes, they taught our people to seek peace. And God did not want us to seek peace. And I'm going to show you why when I finish this scripture. You understand? He shall also stand up against the prince of princes. He's going to stand against Christ, but he shall be broken without hand, meaning our hands are not going to defeat this oppressor. The Black Panthers tried and thought that was the way to do it. The nation tried at one point, the Nation of Islam. They figured they were going to fight the oppressor his way. You understand? So many groups have come and gone and tried to stand and fight up against the oppressor. But the Lord has said that that is not how this oppressor will be defeated, because that's not how Rome was defeated. You understand? Which America has resurrected the Roman Empire. Rome was defeated the same way America is being defeated. It's stretched too thin. It's in everybody's business. It's got all the other nations in the world piled up into its territory, trying to control everybody's rules, everybody's laws, trying to be everybody's God. Stretch yourself thinner and thinner while losing absolute touch with your own people, your own core base. That's exactly what's happening. That's what's going on at the border of Texas. That's what's going on with the city and state legislatures. That's what's going on with the education system, with the housing, with the military. You understand? The ex-president is under investigation, and he getting ready to become the president again, even though he under investigation. You understand? He's steadily winning the primaries while he in court facing charges. You understand? Like, this place is coming to an end. All right. So now let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7. I want to read this real quick. Like, this is another thing that the Lord said. That's why it's so important to separate yourselves, separate your spirit, especially from this Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, if you do not know, Valentine's Day is an evil holiday. It's a celebration of Lupercalia. It is an evil holiday. Valentine's Day is about prostitution. That's what it's for. You give some flowers, you give some chocolates, you get a kiss, and a little bit more. The heart symbol, for those of you that may not know, that heart symbol that everybody thinks is a heart is actually not a heart. You understand? I remember being a young man in class with General Muhammad breaking this down so many years ago. You understand? This heart symbol. All right, I'm going to get y'all a picture of it. Let me see if I can show y'all here. All right, bear with me just a moment. Let me see if y'all know what the heart symbol is. What is the heart symbol? Let's see who knows. All right, let's see if I can get to it. Where's the heart? Here we go. All right, this is okay. Well, yeah, well, I said that, but I want y'all to take a look at it. This is the heart symbol. You understand? This is the heart symbol. This is the symbol that everybody knows and sees. This is the symbol for the heart. Yeah, but y'all give me one. Let me know if y'all can see it. This is what an actual heart looks like. Absolutely nothing like that symbol. So you may ask yourself, why does the symbol for the heart look nothing like an actual heart? This is what a real heart looks like. Doesn't look anything like that that's on those Valentine's Day chocolates. The symbol for the heart is an old symbol. It's an old world symbol that brothels needed. Brothels needed a symbol to let everyone know If they came in town, especially sailors, when they went somewhere, you understand, they're away from their family, away from their wives, you understand, or something like that. And anywhere in town, they needed some place to know to signify that this is where you could go and pay to have sex with women, that you can go to the brothel, you can go to the house of ill repute, someplace nice and discreet, but they needed to make sure that everyone did not know that this was a place that that prostitution was going on. So the heart symbol is the symbol of a woman whose legs are crossed and she is bent over. That heart symbol that everyone in the world and you well, not us here in the UPK because we know better, but they're trying to give your kids for Valentine's Day hearts and chocolates. This is a woman who is bent over with her legs crossed. Now, of course, they crop the legs off so that you just have the silhouette here, you understand, of her behind, and it would be her legs. But this was the symbol that you would see on the doors of the houses so you know which house to go through. You understand? If you landed ashore somewhere, you out of town, out of the country, out of state, this was the symbol. That's that Valentine's Day symbol that everyone is sharing around with those chocolates and flowers and hearts. Valentine's Day is and has always been about prostitution. You give a gift, pay to play, offer some chocolates, get some sweets. You understand? Make sure that you teach your sons and daughters to not celebrate Valentine's Day. You understand? The kids learn Valentine's Day at school. Somebody give you chocolates, then you go and you give them all right, shalom, sis. All right. Then you go and because you get chocolates, you're supposed to get a kiss. It's supposed to give you a kiss. It's supposed to show a sign of affection. You understand? Now, there's nothing wrong with showing a sign of affection, but what is the purpose for this affection that they teaching your kids to celebrate Valentine's Day? What is that purpose? What is the purpose of this affection for your teenagers, your kindergartners, your middle schoolers? What is the purpose of this affection? You understand? Like our oppressor is such a diabolical person. The spirit on them is so vile. Like you won't even realize what you're celebrating and what you've been teaching your children to celebrate for so very long. Then you wonder how a generation where everyone is so comfortable with prostitution, from OnlyFans to Backpage to the dating sites where you just show up and meet absolute strangers on the internet, and then you go ahead and just have sex with strangers. And it be your friends with benefits and out swipe left, click yes, set up a meet with some absolute strangers. You understand? Next thing you know, there's no strings attached, no benefits. It's just the season. It's just the summer. It's just cuffing season. It's just Valentine's Day. You understand? Like this is a very toxic and destructive thing that our oppressive society has taught us to be a part of. One of the many things. And just like the rest of his holidays, there is a reason for his holidays. That's why we don't celebrate them in the ISUPK. And this is why the Lord said in Amos, the 5th chapter, that I despise your feast days. There's feast days that the Lord commanded us to celebrate in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. And then there are feast days that every other nation celebrates that's a part of their culture. There's days where they get together and gather for their purpose, for their gods, like the 4th of July to celebrate our oppressor's freedom and his worship of America. That's not our freedom, our oppressor's national anthem, that everyone rises and pledges allegiance to his flag and to his God that he worships, America. We don't rise for the national anthem or pledge allegiance to his flag. We don't do that in here because we aren't allowed to serve any other God but the Most High. We don't do birthdays because a birthday is this Roman celebration of making yourself a god for a day. There's a dinner dedicated to you. There's a song dedicated to you. Everyone is dedicating gifts and presents to you because this is your day. That is something else that is unlawful. We don't do those things here. Not to mention Valentine's Day. Thanksgiving celebrating the unaliving of the Native American brothers and sisters that they massacred. And then whoever they didn't unalive, they put them on ships and sold them into slavery across the ocean to send them to Europe. You understand? Like once we actually wake up, that's why the Lord has been telling us to wake up. All of these things are happening to wake our people up. Our people are in a deep sleep. You understand? So let's keep going. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7, the Lord said, remember the days of old and consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, ask your father, and he will show thee. Your father's supposed to pass down history, memories, heritage, the stories that have been passed down to him. These things are supposed to continue to be told. Once we took our oppressor's culture and integrated those old black men, old brothers' stories, they stopped getting passed down to the next generation. You understand? That's how you end up, you understand, with brothers in dresses like Most Def. You understand? Or Tyler Perry or Kevin Hart. That's how you end up like Jonathan Majors, still chasing after Snowflake, and then lose everything you worked so hard for to build up your career as an actor and lose it all for chasing Susie. Same thing with Tiger Woods. All your shade, your Buick money, your chic money, your brute cologne money, all your hard work and black golfer talent and skill go down the drain because you must sleep with Miss Ann. You must get you a Karen on your arm just for you to lose it all. You understand? The fathers are supposed to tell you for many generations how entire towns of black families, businesses, homes, churches, schools, banks will completely burn to the ground by mobs of our oppressors because a black man allegedly whistled at a oppressor's daughter or an oppressor's woman. You understand? Allegedly had relations with an oppressor's daughter. That means everybody in the town must lose their life and be strung up from a tree. Like your fathers were supposed to pass this down to you. But once we join our oppressor, because his policy caused witchcraft to prosper, we no longer had to live a black and brown life. We can go to the other side of town and live the American life. But the American life comes with your woman throwing you out the house and putting you on child support. The American way of life comes with a brother having sex with you and leaving you alone with the kids. The American way of life comes with your son getting rights to go and live an alternative lifestyle until he loses his life to that lifestyle at 38 years old. Like black and Latino men, is the life expectancy for an alternative lifestyle, living that trans lifestyle. Your life expectancy is 38 years if you are a black and Hispanic man. You understand? That's what being an American. That's what joining our oppressors got us. And the Lord said to consider the years of many generations and to ask thy fathers, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. Someone was supposed to pass this information along, but things stopped getting passed along. You understand? They stopped getting passed down because it became too black. It was too Negro. It was too ethnic, too much black, too much colored, too much history, too much reality. You understand? It didn't have enough magic. It didn't have enough craft on it. So nobody wanted to hear you talking all that black talk, man. That was in the past. That was Afros and Soul Brother and La Raza, this and that, and trying to be all ethnic warriors and brown warriors and black and brown united. And, we got to do this for the neighborhood and the family. Now, you can move out to Beverly Hills. You understand? So none of that matters anymore. All right. Hey, shalom, Trisha Brooker thought. None of that, building up the next society of black families, that don't matter. As long as I get mine, you get yours. You understand? Like that broke us down as a people. This individual personal salvation garbage that we could not live lives like this. That's why our people getting thrown out on the street by the thousands. Like the Lord is forcing us to come back and be a people again.
All of this individuality nonsense is going out the window. Sisters is learning that at 50 and 55 years old, that all of these years of thinking that they were living in safety in America, while they thought that they didn't need to report to no man. No man tell me what to do. A man don't define me. I got a job, a career, my own money, my own this and that. I don't need a man for nothing. It's if I want a man, not if I need a man. That's not what the Lord said. The Lord said he had made the woman for the man. And now you're 50, 55. And now all of these videos, everybody talking about on YouTube and all over social media, the wall, all of the years that you were supposed to build a family, to strengthen the neighborhood and the community so that there was backup for you in the generations to come when you didn't have the good hips and the good knees. You don't have the good back and the good foot no more. You understand? When you don't have all your strength and your ability, there was something that was supposed to have been done for your people, for your cities, your communities, our neighborhood, our nation, our people. That is what it was for. But the church told us we had personal salvation. And because I got personal salvation and I got a personal relationship with God, and long as I got Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Everybody went and became individuals. You understand? The Chinese don't have personal relationships with Jesus. That's why they got Chinatown and the Chinese New Year. The Arabs don't have personal relationships with Allah. That's why they got Arab chicken spots and gas stations selling crack pipes and dime bags and digital scales all over the black community. You understand? All in the hood, all in the barrio. They don't have personal relationships. They have something that the Lord gave us that we were taught was not important, and that was brotherhood and sisterhood. And that's what we teach here in the ISUPK. You understand? Everything that all of the think of all the celebrities, everything that they worked for, all of the strength, all the power that they got in the mass, there's no reason for our people to be living life trying to struggle to survive. Like they have a responsibility with the resources that the Lord allowed them to gather in this place. With the billions that LeBron James and Oprah and Diddy and Birdman and who else? Jay-Z and what's the brother tried to buy NBC? You understand? And Bill Cosby, they had a responsibility with that wealth to take care of their people. But they have personal salvation. And because they have personal salvation, we have to work 9 to 5 and 6 to 10s, choosing between utilities and insurance, taking a day off from work or going to see the doctor, getting your teeth worked on or paying your light bill. Like they put us in this situation. You understand? That's why the Lord said, consider the years of many generations. Because generations ago, we knew that everything we got, you better make sure that you secure it with your people. You understand? Whatever resources that you gather, if you have not built your nation up, you are a short period away from losing it all. You can go and buy all the homes you want in a neighborhood, and if you are not building up your people, if we are not fixing our families, if we are not repairing the damage that Christianity has done in teaching the next generation about building up black and brown communities, then the Arabs, the Africans, and the East Indians will come in and buy that entire housing community. They'll turn condos to all your apartment complexes. They'll set up their own grocery stores and restaurants where ours failed, and we'll be moving to another city starting over every single generation. Like that's how important it is to have brotherhood and sisterhood. And this is why the Lord said, ask your fathers, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the nations, life is about being a nation. You understand? It's about being a nation. There's no individual bee somewhere. You see an individual bee, he's thinking about work for the colony. An individual lion is a lion that's about to lose her life because she doesn't have a pride. She doesn't have a clan. She doesn't have any protector, any head. She don't have her sisters rolling with her to make sure that they can hunt and take down the prey. She by herself, she in a tough way to live. You understand? The scriptures say, how can one be warm alone? Like the Lord didn't set that up. Like we're supposed to be operating as a nation. And that's what we do here in the Isupk. And it starts with giving our people back our identities. It says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. Your inheritance. That's why we teach the Hebrew language class. We teach our history, our records. Who are our kings? Who is our king now? Who is our God in relation to the gods of the other nations of people? What is our name supposed to be? Where do we come from? What is our diet? What food? How do we have a family? You understand? How do we take care of our cities and our communities? What are we supposed to teach our children? One thing is for sure, what our children are being taught now is not working. One thing is for sure, what our people believe in our cities now is not working. You understand? Everyone can agree on that. It's not working. You understand? That's why the Lord said when he separated the sons of Adam from the very beginning, when God first created all mankind, he started to divide people into teams. Everybody just watched the Super Bowl. Who watched the Super Bowl? Y'all give me some ones, and then who watched the Super Bowl? Y'all watched the Super Bowl. Y'all saw the 49ers take on the who they took on? The Kansas City Chiefs. Who watched the Super Bowl? Anybody? Nobody saw it. Nobody heard nothing about it. All right, Most High in Christ. The sister watched it. Okay, one sister didn't watch it. We 1-1. All right. Look, Shaw, he saw it. We got one. All right. Two people saw it. All right. All right. We 3-3. All right. We 3-2. Well, hell, I didn't see it either. I couldn't find it. You understand? I couldn't find it nowhere. But this is the point. Okay, we getting some more. Y'all saw it. All right. All right. Most High in Christ. All right. This is the point. The people who watched the Super Bowl, to them, they cared who won. They didn't want both teams to win. They didn't want both teams to win. They didn't want the Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers to win. They either wanted this one to win and the other one to lose, or this one to lose and the other one to win. And the Lord set life that way up from the very beginning. He divided everyone, and everyone is born on a team. If you are Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you are God's favorite team, his chosen team. He gave us rules and laws and records and the ability to see and understand the future, which is the prophecies in his Bible. And he gave these things to us to give his team all of the advantage in the world. You understand? That's why the scriptures say he divided every nation a land for them to inherit with their own resources. They got their own everything, their own culture, their own gods, their own family. You understand? When he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds, the boundaries of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. He separated all people. Everybody was never supposed to come together. That is against the Most High. And you want to train your mind to unthink that all people are supposed to come together, because we here are in captivity. And because of that, when you're at your slavery or when your children are at their school, they might see and be exposed to the culture or the beliefs or the whatever of another nation of people. You might be exposed to people who are Muslims, who are into Islam and Ramadan and their beliefs. And that's fine. You understand? That's fine for them. But just understand that if you are Black, Hispanic, or Native American, whether you are a child, whether you're 4, 3, 24, 14, 54, that this is not your culture. That's not your culture. You understand? That's not your culture. You understand? Valentine's Day is not your culture. I was at my slavery the other day, and a brother cleaning the floor, he said, yeah, oh, they giving away chocolates for Valentine's Day. And I told the brother, I said, yeah. He said, you're not gonna take none? Did you get something for Valentine's Day? I said, no, that's not our culture. That's not my culture. That's not my people's culture. We don't do that. He was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, that's not my culture. You understand? They said, oh, we celebrate Thanksgiving. I said, yeah, that's not our culture. We don't celebrate that. My people, we don't celebrate that. Well, who is your people? Well, it's interesting that you ask. You understand? I had to break it down to them and tell them how terrible a thing that you're celebrating this Thanksgiving after what was done to my people and the shame covering their faces and the shame about hearing all of the horrible things to make that Thanksgiving. And then they actually will do something that they don't do to our people now in the world. And is they will respect you. You understand? They'll respect you for being a different people, for why you don't celebrate their God. They'll respect you. They'll respect that. You understand? And the Lord said that the laws that He gave us to not join another people, they would make us a respectable people. We are not respected as a people now because the laws the Lord gave us, we were told we didn't have to follow through the witchcraft of us joining our oppressor, thinking that we could live life the way that He lives His life. All right. So that's what the Lord said there. Deuteronomy 32:9 says, for the Lord's portion is His people, not all people. Jacob is the lot of His inheritance. Like that's the Lord's portion. Jacob is His chosen people. You understand? So let's go from there. Like the Lord does not want us to be a part of these things. All right. So we're going to go to Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 15. You understand? A lot of the evil things our oppressor has taught us, the Lord wants us to unlearn them. Like we have to unlearn that. We got to unlearn Christianity because Christianity doesn't have anything to do with the Bible. We got to unlearn Easter. Even though you may have been celebrating Easter your entire life, Easter is something that is against the God of your fathers, the culture of your people. We got to unlearn Valentine's Day. Our children have to unlearn Valentine's Day and Christmas. You understand? Says the oppressor is cooking fish and putting ashes on the forehead of people today. Oh Lord, what's this Ash Wednesday nonsense? Yeah, all that Roman Catholic Church stuff. We got to unlearn the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church has put a divide between blacks and Latinos for centuries. Christianity is stopping our people from coming together. That's why you see all of Central and South America pouring into the United States. You understand? Causing an uproar all across this country. The Lord is doing that. The Lord is pushing them all into the same cities where our people are. Into Chicago, into New York City. They head into Nashville. You understand? They in all of the places where our people are, and some other places too. Like the Lord is doing this. You understand? All right. So let's get back to the Jeremiah. Okay. This is Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 15. He said, like things like this, we are not supposed to partake in them. You understand? Like this is the proper spirit that our people should have. It says, he asks, were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? You understand? Like unaliving your baby for a career, having abortions, that's an evil thing to the Most High. That's an abomination. You have sex with a sister and throw her away. That's an evil thing in the sight of the Most High. That's a shameful thing. You leave your man. You understand? Like on Valentine's Day, getting your phone bill paid, getting $40 for this, chocolates for that, a Happy Meal, and some weed for this. You understand? Like you're supposed to be ashamed to live this lifestyle. You a woman having sex with multiple men, different men. That's a shameful thing in the sight of the Most High. You a brother having sex with sisters and throwing them away. That is a shameful thing in the sight of the Most High. You understand? Like our people have lost any shame that we had following our oppressor's lifestyle because through his policy, his craft, he give you the illusion that you are allowed to do this by saying it's your right. You got a right to choose. It's your body, your choice. You got a right. You got a right to be happy. You ain't happy, you get a divorce. That's your right. You got a right to serve and seek and find your own God. If you don't like this God, you can go find you another God. You got a right. You got a right to express yourself how you want. If you're a woman and you don't like, you don't want to be looked at as a woman, well, you can go ahead and carry yourself as a man and change your name, and you got a right for people to address you as man, as sir, if you want to be a sir. You understand? Like that's witchcraft. Like that's witchcraft. That's real witchcraft. So the Lord is asking the question. He said, "Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, meaning no, they were not at all ashamed. Neither could they blush." And what does that mean? Could they blush? That means that didn't even have the capacity. Said those women, Officer Carl Sapar said, those women sad without a Valentine's, they would do anything for some chocolate and flowers. You understand? And this is also that they're not supposed to be sad on Valentine's Day. You understand? They're not supposed to be. They're not supposed to be thrown away. You understand? That one of the things that I stated early in the class, this the boyfriend girlfriend culture, that is not our culture. That's not our culture. We don't come from that. That has never been our culture. You understand? It's more marriages happening in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community. That's why the Lord said a man cannot leave a woman. You understand? Like a sister not supposed to be looking for a man at 30, 40, 50 years old. She already got a man. You understand? She done left some brother done left her. That's an abomination in the sight of the Most High. That should not happen. She can't go get another man and you can't throw her away. That's an evil thing. You understand? That's an evil thing in the sight of the Lord. But our people don't blush at the evil. Our people don't have the capacity. That's why we teaching them through the spirit of the Most High in Christ to, you understand, that blush that is talking about in the scripture is to have the capacity to feel like something wrong was done. Like you said, they weren't ashamed and they didn't feel like they did anything wrong. You understand? Like this is what was going on in Jeremiah's day. That's what's happening right now. He said, therefore, because of this, therefore they shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord. Like the Lord is visiting our people. I seen something terrible that happened, man. A young brother. Well, he's not really young. He a young brother. He's a grown man. You understand? This brother was 30 years old in Texas. This brother's 30 years old. He's getting a job. He just getting out of prison. He got a 15-year sentence. He was with some friend, somebody, some robbery happened. Whoever his buddy robbed, ended up dying in the process of the robbery. And he ended up getting sentenced to 15 years, all because of who his friend was. He got 15 years. He did 8. He got out. He working. He trying to get a job. His mind all jammed up. You understand? He institutionalized all the horrors and struggling, trying to maintain sanity behind that wall. And now he get out trying to make it, but it ain't enough. He can't make it. You understand? He getting restless. The grind too much for him. Just trying to make it day to day, not getting anywhere. It's like spinning wheels in the mud, man. So he goes to mask up, something that's unacceptable amongst our people, but it is our oppressor's culture. Babyface Nelson, Dirty Harry, the conquistadors, the Quakers, the Pilgrims, to get in and rob, take what you want. You understand? Highway robbery, stagecoach robbery. You understand? That's our oppressor's culture. And we must learn that being a robber is not Black culture. That's not Latino culture. Sticking a gun in somebody's face, telling them, give me all your money, give me your wallet, give me your purse, give me your car keys. That is not our culture. You're not a good criminal. Blacks and Latinos, we don't make good criminals. There's a GPS on your phone. They know where you went. Most of the cars made for the last 15 years, they got global positioning tracking. They got traffic light cams. Most stores and businesses got indoor and outdoor cams. Residential neighborhoods, they got cameras outside of the houses. You understand? They got DEA drones flying in the sky. Every time you let off a shot, you understand, in most developed cities, they got a camera that triangulates the sound, that activates the cameras wherever it's closest to where they hear the echo from that gunshot. They can triangulate from your phone, from your credit card when you swipe it, when you run in the red light, they got you on camera. That's how they got the five brothers that unalived FBG Duck in Chicago, the old Block 5 in broad daylight. They ran 5 traffic light cameras. They got you on camera in the projects. They got you on camera speeding through the lights. They got you on camera doing the shooting outside the stores. They got you on camera speeding back to the projects. They got you on camera getting out the cars, splitting up. Like, you cannot be a criminal in this society. You're not good at being a criminal. The mafia, they were good at being criminals. Those were oppressors. You were never going to be a good criminal like them. They're going to sell heroin to you in your neighborhood. You going to sell heroin to your cousins in your neighborhood. They're going to push crack and pills to you to sell in your neighborhood. You understand? Like, you're not China Mac, the Chinese man, Chinese rapper. Get on there talking about they would get the drugs from the Chinese and go and stash them in the black neighborhood, sell them in the black neighborhood. Why? Because we wrapped up in lifestyles that we don't even realize you the victim in this lifestyle. It's not made for us. It was never made for us. We don't fit in that life. There's millions of us piled up in prison. Everyone thought this was the way to go. Nobody thought it was going to end this way. You understand? Like, this is what the Lord is saying. We should be ashamed that we thought that this was a proper way to live. We should be so much ashamed of it that we do what the Lord says here in Jeremiah the 16th chapter. Jeremiah 6:16, it says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, stand in the ways, and see and look, and ask for the old paths. The old way worked better. Where is the good way? What is the proper and the right way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls." The old ways work. You understand? You shall find rest for your souls. You understand? We're going to have rest for our souls. In the old way, we didn't celebrate our oppressors' holidays, and we had rest for our souls. We didn't move out of our communities. We made sure that every one of us knew that we were on a team together, and the decisions that you made was going to affect all of us. You understand? What you did in the neighborhood affected all of us. Your kids knew, my kids knew, his kids knew, their kids knew, and we made wonderful societies for ourselves and continued on for generation to generation until we joined our oppressors. And the Lord is forcing us to separate from our oppressors again. This entire city's getting ready to be redone. Brothers and sisters outside sleeping on the street. Whole city's getting reshaped, redone. We spent 60 years following Martin Luther King's dream, only to have to start over. You understand? We starting over. You understand? So the Lord said, this is the way, the good way to walk therein, and you shall find rest for your souls. You're going to find rest for your souls, not trying to keep up with the Joneses. You're going to find rest because the Lord getting ready to destroy this place anyway. You trying to keep up with the Joneses, the Lord sending America into World War III. They closing down banks left and right by the hundreds. You understand? I went to go to one of my banks the other day. They said this branch location is closing. You understand? The withdrawal don't work. Deposit don't work. You understand? They said this branch is closing. The fast food places, they're getting robots serving the food now. Like, we're going to be forced to start back on the black side of town where all the blacks and Latinos are and go right from the ground up. We're going to have to get back to farming and raising our own food because we ain't going to be able to buy it out the store. They're shutting the stores down because of all the theft and the robbery. From the Targets to the CVS to the Walgreens, the Walmarts, the burger spots, robbery shutting all the businesses down. Like, we're going to have to get back to the old ways where the Lord gave us rules and morals about how to deal with each other, but thou shalt not steal. You understand? We can't be robbing and jacking each other. All right? He said, thus saith the Lord. But they said, we will not walk therein. The Lord said also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet, hearken unto the message that the Lord sent out. But they will not hearken. The Lord sent us out on the streets to teach brothers and sisters, city to city, state to state. And our people largely ignored the warning that the Lord said. And now the next time we went back out, when we weren't going out speaking and teaching, the Lord sent COVID-19 through. And when we went back out after COVID, the cities was damn near empty. We used to speak on St. Paul's Boulevard in Norfolk. We went back after COVID, wasn't no more St. Paul's Boulevard. McDonald's was gone. The gas station was gone. You could barely tell the train station was there. The houses in the back, boarded up, gated up, big sand dunes everywhere. Nothing left but the Popeyes and churches across the street. You understand? Like the Lord sent a warning beforehand. Now, guess what? The next time we go out, it's going to be thousands of brothers and sisters out on the street. Thousands. Everybody getting thrown out of their house. Everybody homes getting evicted, cars getting repossessed. You understand? The Lord said he sent a warning. And everybody walked by us. They had something better to do. They had somewhere else to go. They wasn't trying to hear that. They had their own thing. They was out getting it. Life was good. Nobody was trying to hear that nonsense. Now everybody gonna hear it. Because our people is, you understand, we out in the cold, out in the heat now. You understand? So that's what the Lord was talking about there. All right. Of course, y'all got any questions? Put the questions in the chat there. So now we're gonna go to Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 25 and verse 1. So we're gonna go to Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25 and verse 1. Make this a little. All right. So look. Right down Ecclesiasticus chapter 25. Okay, none. All right, we good. Ecclesiasticus chapter 1 and verse 25. All right. Some wisdom here, King Solomon. Let's get some more. This says, in three things I was beautified. Three things. These three things he was saying, you understand? He said, and stood up beautiful before the Most High and before men. Saying this was something that was a crown he was proud of. That before the Most High, in the sight of God, like the Lord loved this. And before the people, before men. He said the unity of the brethren. You understand? And that cannot be overstated. The unity of the brother. When blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, when we are united, we can do anything. You understand? So much we can accomplish. You understand? So much great and wonderful things. We can build towns, we can build cities, schools, universities, all the inventions that our people make. Just us being together on one accord is such a strong thing. And that's what's getting ready to happen through the Spirit of the Lord. Blacks and Latinos is getting ready to come together. You understand? Come together like, you understand, something strong here in America. The news media is trying to push to divide blacks and Latinos. You understand? They've been trying to do that for the longest, but it's not working because the truth is coming out so hard and so strong the way it is. You understand? The love of neighbors, the love of your neighbors is the brothers. The love, meaning keeping the law between your neighbor. You don't have to worry about somebody stealing your car because this is your brother. Your brother's kids ain't going to steal your car. They're not going to break in your house while you at work. They're not going to have sex with your daughter and throw her away. You understand? Your daughter's not going to leave her husband and destroy and tear apart the family so that she can go and chase her happiness and get a degree in a career field that she'll never find a job in and get tens of thousands of dollars in student loan debt trying to marry herself to a career in America. You understand? To take the place of the purpose that the Lord made a woman, which is for the man. You understand? Said the love of neighbors, neighborly love. Remember your day we used to, I don't know if y'all had them, but a long time ago, decades ago, the community it was everything. It was there. You understand? It was they say, hey man, bring the kids over. Kids able to play outside and play together. You understand? Able to watch the game together, able to look out for each other's kids. What you doing out here? Where's your mom? Where's your parents? Why are you doing this? That was the village everybody was talking about and had all these wonderful memories. Like that's a wonderful thing. You understand? Everybody, kids were safe because someone was always looking out for the kids. Everybody's house was safe. Somebody was always looking out. What's going on? Hey, I see a light on over at your crib. Are you over there? What's going on? Hey, my son said he found your wallet. Went to the grocery store and my son picked up, said we found your wallet. So we just wanted to drive over here and give this back to you, man. Like, you know how much pressure that'll relieve off a brother, all your cards, your driver's license and stuff. You got to go and call to get these things redone. And you'd be like, damn, my brother looked out for me. Damn. You understand? My brother looked out for me. Sister, like, man, I know you it look like y'all going through something and I don't know what's going on, but I seen that, the last time we went to the grocery store, I know y'all got a couple of kids, but I seen that, you ain't been getting a lot of groceries. So we went on ahead and, we just went shopping and we got, me and a couple of the other, families, we got you a couple of things. And my son said that your son's coat was a little small, so we put in together to get y'all some coats, to make sure you right for the winter and make sure you got food, and we gonna bring the bags in, bring the bags in, and they coming with bags of food and bags of rice and bags of peas and bags of milk and bread and bags of ground beef and all kind of noodles and stuff, man. You'd be ready to burst into tears, man. Be like, you just don't know how hard it was, man. Oh my God, I can't believe it's like that's an amazing thing. That's what the Lord wants. That's a wonderful thing. You understand? But say, man, I don't know what's going on, but you know, we just want to make sure you're all right. We just want to make sure that y'all all right. So, we doing this, you understand? And I see you be wearing them shoes to school all the time. Them shoes is real old, man. So we went on ahead and saved up some of our money, man. And me and a couple of brothers, we got you a new pair of shoes, man. Once you had to keep coming to school, these shoes ain't looking right, you know what I'm saying? So we got you shoes, brother. Yeah, don't worry about it, man. That brother will remember that for the rest of his life. You understand? Sisters come up to a young sister at the school saying, man, I don't know if your mother don't do, maybe her mother don't know how to do hair, or maybe something going on, or whatever the case is. It's like, listen, my aunt or whoever that does my hair, and we talk. So why don't you talk to your mom or your parents or whoever, and next time I get my hair done, you come over, and we'll make sure that your hair get done too. You understand? And we hook you up so you ain't got to coming in looking all rough, and make sure, like, just to know that your sisters got your back, that your brothers got your back, that you not just out here alone trying to survive like a goddamn raccoon in the wilderness, man. Like, that's what the Lord wants. That's what impressed the Most High. You understand? Brotherhood, sisterhood. You understand? Like, stuff like that make the Lord take notice. The Lord take notice of stuff like that, man. So, like the love of neighbors, and a wife and a man and wife that agree together. You understand? That's a dynamic team there. That's why everybody talk about grandma and pop. You understand? They remember that we used to come over, and remember we used to stay with grandma and granddaddy's house, and you wake up, and a household that functions together is an amazing thing. A household that functions together, that's a powerful tool in a city, in a community, in a neighborhood. You understand? That thing wields gravity. Yeah, I can remember so many times that cousins or different relatives would come from different cities or different states or from out of town. And because of the reputation of a husband and wife that agrees together that my grandparents had, that they did, that brothers and sisters would be able to come from different places into a stable household environment, and they would be able to come somewhere from an unstable environment, and kids that couldn't go to school on a regular basis, they can now get enrolled and be in school on a regular basis. Because if the family, you understand, stuff ain't structured right, things ain't going right, the kid missing school, ain't doing the homework, nobody going over the homework, the kid outside playing, skipping school when they're supposed to be learning, the whole society will get thrown off. You ain't in school, where are you? You're somewhere getting in trouble. You're somewhere getting high. You're somewhere getting kidnapped. You're somewhere getting pregnant. You're somewhere in the streets doing something. You're becoming a Kia boy. So much is out of order and out of whack. You understand? But things like that, this is what wields power in the earth. You understand? The Lord called us Yasha Allah, which is a prince of the power. And this is how you wield power. This is what the King Solomon, who had everything. He was saying, like, these are the things that he was most proud of, that he could stand before the Most High and say, this was going on in the nation. The brothers is united. Brothers ain't fighting. The brothers is able to break up a beef with each other, because you see what happened when brothers are not united. They out shooting up the neighborhood, shooting up the basketball games, switching up everything. Broad daylight, late at night. You understand? Broad daylight at the school, everywhere, at the funeral home. You understand? But the flip side of that is, brothers is in order. Them brothers got their families. Them brothers got their wives. Them brothers able to wield power. They standing for the Most High. They teaching in morality amongst our people. They not getting high. And they making sure that other brothers know that getting high ain't the way to go. They not robbing. And they making sure other brothers know that robbing ain't the way to go. Like, they standing for the Most High. Like, they teaching righteousness for the next generation and the generation they in and the one that came before. Like, that's a powerful thing right there. You understand? And he said, verse 2, he said, three sorts of men that my soul hateth, and I am greatly offended at their life. You understand? This is wisdom here. He said he's offended at a poor man that is proud. A man that is poor and he's proud. Meaning he's too arrogant to hear any sort of correction, any sort of anything, that he know everything. And this society has turned our people into poor, proud men. Like, brother, you understand? Like, we can't live this way. But everybody got to live their own way. Well, listen, the other nations of people all live the same way as the rest of their people. We the only people that everybody's an individual in our society that went to hell, brother. No, that ain't what it is. I said, brother, you out here needing this and this. Cigarettes, $20 a pack, brother. We got to stop smoking cigarettes. We got to stop smoking. We got to stop getting high. Brothers out here talking to themselves, getting high. You don't know what you smoking. You understand? Man, God said this from the earth, and I'm gonna do this and that, and ain't nothing wrong with it. And this and that's, like a poor man that is proud. Like, brother, this is how we lost everything. This is how we end up homeless. This is how we keep going back and forth to prison, brother. You don't have the answer. How can I tell you the many brothers that have come up against the wisdom of the Lord when we out on the street speaking, like, brother, you out here drunk with a beer in broad daylight, arguing with me, like you got the answers to the solutions about some problems. It's broad daylight. We in the middle of summertime. You got two open beers in your hand, twirling in circles, trying to debate me on the street teaching the Bible about what the Lord said, that you know better than what God says in the Bible. And you homeless out here on the street with two beers, like a poor man that is proud. The Bible says the Lord resisteth the proud. You understand? He said, a rich man that is a liar, a rich man that is a liar. He lies about everything because he's got wealth and riches, and people would just go along with what he says because he's so powerful. He says, and an old adulterer that doteth. What does it mean to dote? Doath. Doat. Let's get the definition of dote. See what that means. Doat. Understand? Dote. What does it mean to dote? Doat is a rare spelling of dot, a verb that means to love to an excessive or foolish degree, to have decreased mental functioning. All right, let's get Webster's. Merriam-Webster's dote. It said it's a noun, a form of a verb which means to love. Let's get some more. All right, dote, D-O-A-T. It says right here, let's get the definition of dote. All right, dote, to do away, to strip. Let's get some more. I think that first one that we got was right. Variant spelling of dote. All right, there we go. To exhibit mental decline of or like that of old age, to be lavish or excessive in one's attention, fondness, or affection, to be super lavish and excessive. You understand? What did the Lord say? What is written here? An adulterer, an old adulterer. Man, an old adulterer. This is an old man that doteth, to be lavish and excessive. You understand? With his adult that doteth. Meaning he's lavish and excessive, and he's an old adulterer. So he's telling you, you understand? I'll give you a prime example. A prime example that you hear all the time. That's why they keep ending up dead. All the time. They keep losing their lives. You understand? Lavish and overly excessive, and he's an adulterer. I'm rich. I got this money to be lavish or excessive in one's attention. Understand? You just mad at me because I'm rich. I got all this money. You see this gold on me. Your woman see this gold too. Ha ha ha. You get your broke self. You understand? You just mad because I'm hitting your baby mama. Look at this. I got this gold, got this grill, got these diamonds, these Rolexes on. I'm hitting your old lady and you mad and ha ha ha. I'm tearing your woman up. You old broke, you broke. You can't do nothing about it. You lavish, you an adulterer and excessive. You're doting about how rich and how lavish your life is while you having sex with somebody else's woman. You might not make it to 30. You understand? The Lord bared that for generations. Bared old brothers having sex with other brothers' women, talking about Bobby Womack and secret lovers and me and Mrs. Jones. Listen to the clock on the wall. Girl, you better hurry. Your husband might get worried. You understand? Generations got away with a lot of things. The Lord was very patient for a long time. But the Lord also said, because you have forgotten me, I will forget your children. And now you being with another man's woman, you might not make it out of being a teenager. You might not make it out of your 20s. You might not make it out of your 30s. You understand? Like the Lord don't play about marriage. You're not supposed to be with another man's woman. Like that infuriates the Most High. Verse 3, he said, if thou hast gained nothing in thy youth, if you didn't work for anything in your youth, how canst thou find anything in thine age? Like if you didn't work for nothing in your youth, what makes you think it's supposed to be something around for you in your age? You understand? Like this is wisdom in the Bible. We got a generation of people now that expect so much. Now, granted, the previous generations did not do a good job preparing for them. But there's a generation now that expects so much and expects to have to do so little. Like, I don't like this job. I don't want to work here. I don't feel like doing this. Oh, like nobody was ever born before you that worked a job that they didn't like. Like they didn't have bills and utilities and children to take care of and car note and car insurance. Everybody is not that's why it's called a slavery. We in captivity. It's not fun. It's not appeasing. It doesn't make you happy every day in the morning when you wake up. It might be hard work and labor. But if you didn't work for nothing in your youth, how can you expect something to be there for you in your old age? This is wisdom in the Bible. You understand? It's not magic. Ain't no choir singing behind this. He says, verse 4, oh, how comely. Comely is an old Quaker English word meaning beautiful. A thing is judgment for gray hairs. Judgment. You understand? Executing fair judgment and doing what the Lord said. Because if you don't have judgment established, then everyone will steal cars because there's no punishment for you being a teenager stealing cars. Esau has to punish you for being a teenager stealing cars because there's no judgment established in the community. There's no authority established. Everybody do whatever they want, so you got the Kia boys. You understand? Everybody do whatever they want, so you got robbers and jackers. This evil society doesn't allow righteous men to have power. Righteous men will fix things. You understand? Fix them real good. You understand? He said, and for ancient men to know counsel, an old man to know the wise things of the Most High. They're supposed to be able to give you proper wisdom on how to do things. Oh, how comely, how beautiful is the wisdom of old men, and understanding and counsel to men of honor. You understand? The man of honor is supposed to be able to give you the counsel to save your life, to change your life. I understand what you're saying, sister. Well, sister, you see that? You see what you just said there, sister? Many sisters say that. And this is why they say this and this. But that is wrong. You don't want to do that. That's always been wrong. I'm sure you learned that from your mom, your aunts, your cousins. Correct. All right, I understand. And they probably said this and this, right? Exactly. How do you think I know that's what your mother and aunt said, sister? How do you think I know that? I know it because the Lord sent me to tell you. All of that you've learned, that's wrong. You just got to come to class, sister. That's wrong. No, you can't do that. You cannot do that. You're going to find one much worse than that. You cannot do that. Well, that's why your son ain't going to listen to you. If you've been teaching him lies about Tooth Fairy and Easter Bunny, why would he tell you the truth about sneaking people in the house while you at work? You understand? That's why. Like someone to give you proper counsel to change your life, not do tarot card readings and reading your palms on a crystal ball, selling your crystals, selling your sage, selling your 1,000 books. You understand? Selling your religion, telling you come to church, bring them all of your money, throw it on the floor every Sunday. Someone not trying to hustle and scam you in Egyptology, calling you queen so they can have sex with you and then throw you away like everybody else. Like you can get righteous counsel from the actual men that God set up, only here in the Isupk. Verse 6, he said, much experience is the crown of old men. The experience they're supposed to learn. That's why the Bible said in Jeremiah, ask your fathers and they shall teach thee. You understand? Now we in a deficit of teaching fathers. You got to come into UPK and learn from the wisdom of a righteous man that will give you the wisdom that fathers and grandfathers and old gray-haired ancient men were supposed to make sure that this knowledge was all throughout the neighborhood, all throughout the community, all throughout the city and the black and brown community, that so much of us were never taught, because the Christian church say it's not about ethnicity. It ain't about being black and brown. It ain't about, just us. It's for all people and everybody got to fit in, and everybody's right, and everyone should feel good about everything. Bunch of damn foolishness and witchcraft. You understand? He said in verse 7, we at 35, all right. There'll be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy in his children. You understand? It's a glorious thing. A man have joy in his children. He ain't got to go visit his sons in jail and daughters in court. You understand? And sisters aborting their grandbabies and all getting in trouble fighting at school. Man, have joy in his children, man. That's an amazing thing. It's a glorious thing. The Bible says children are a heritage from the Lord. You understand? And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. That's a glorious thing. Seeing your enemy fall. Seeing this oppressor in this kingdom fall for all the evil that they've done to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? Like that's a glorious thing. That's the patience and the faith of the saints. That's what salvation is about. Seeing your oppressor fall for the evil that he have done and us getting justice when our king returns. Verse 8 says, well is him that dwelleth with a wife of understanding, meaning a wife that have understanding. Like that's a well thing. She understands how to follow her man, the proper things that's needed. She has understanding. She knows, she understands, well, my husband might be hungry. He might want to be alone at this time. I don't want to come and try to talk to him while the game is on. Well, maybe I should do this here. Well, I know he don't like when I do this. Maybe I shouldn't pick with him. Maybe I shouldn't just keep nagging him, nagging him, nagging him, nagging him. Maybe he's spending all the time away from the house because I won't stop talking. Like she got a proper understanding. The Bible says a silent and loving woman is a gift from the Lord. That's what the Bible says. You understand? A silent and loving woman. She got a wife of understanding and have not slipped with his tongue. Well is him that have a wife of understanding and have not slipped with his tongue. You understand? He's careful about what he says. That's a very important thing. That's why when you come into the truth, we teach a brother and sister to not say much. Just learn. Just listen. You can ask your questions and get the answer, take your notes, and you'll gain much more wisdom trying to speak, trying to listen than you would trying to speak. You understand? And it says, have not slipped with his tongue, and have not served a man more unworthy than himself. Like a man serving someone that is unworthy of being served, man. That's a terrible thing. But again, in this captivity, we find this all the time. Of course, this is King Solomon. He's the second, he's the wisest man to ever live next to our king, Yahweh Shai. You understand? Of course, King Solomon was Christ in a previous incarnation. All right. For those of you that don't know, reincarnation is in the Bible. Christ was incarnated several times throughout the Bible. Of course, when you die, or once this life is over, your body goes back to the dust, goes back to the ground. Your spirit then goes to the Most High to face the judgment or to be judged based on how you lived your life this time around. And then for most people, a couple of generations later, you are born back into the earth again to one of your male relatives' families down the line. And then you live your life again, and that's where you serve out the judgment for how you lived your previous life. That's how it's always been. You don't die and then go live in some sandcastle in the sky, or go live in some pit of fire forever, burning underneath of the earth. None of that is in the Bible. All of that is a Roman play that they made up, I think, in like the 13th century called Dante's Inferno, and different levels of hell. They made a book, a play, a video game about it. None of that is what's actually in the Bible. You understand? So what do we have here? All right, verse 12. We in Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 25 and verse 12. It said, the fear of the Lord, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of his love. Like to fear the Lord is the beginning of his love. What is to fear the Lord? To keep his commandments. What is the love of God? Is to keep his commandments. So when it says the fear of the Most High is the beginning of his love, keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, this is the beginning of his love. It's right here, very simple in the scripture. And faith is the beginning of cleaving to him. What is faith? Obeying what you read about and what you learn written in these scriptures. All right. Verse 13. He says, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, heartache. You understand? Heartache. You said any plague but the plague of the heart. That's a terrible plague right there. You understand? Talking about heartache, sadness of the heart. That's a terrible plague. got all kind of names for it, causes all kind of things. Some people get physically ill, physically sick, develop ulcers. You understand? They can't eat, they can't sleep, they can't focus. All kind of things, terrible plagues. You understand? Like this is what it's talking about here. And any wickedness, anything evil or wicked on the earth, but the wickedness of a woman. He said the wickedness of a woman is worse than all of them. You understand? All right. That's why you may hear a lot of times in classes, and we say that the Christian church is so evil because it teaches the society, men and women and children, to worship a woman, to put a woman on a pedestal, to bow your knee down to the woman and ask for her hand when she marry you. That's against the Most High. That's a very evil thing. It's evil for a number of reasons in this. You understand? First, the Lord said that the woman and the man are not equal. The head of the woman is the man. The man is not supposed to lower himself down to look up and try to get, put the woman in a position of power and authority, especially his woman. Like that's against the Most High. Secondly, the Lord said a man can have more than one woman. What are the other sisters supposed to do? A woman is not made to be on her own. Like it's damn near 10 women born for every one man. You understand? Who is everybody else's daughter supposed to marry? She's supposed to just, just wing it, just be on her own. What about the rest of the sisters? You understand? Like it seems like it's a righteous thing, but it's a very evil and a very cruel concept that the Christian church has pushed on our people. And we see throughout our society that this concept does not work. You understand? That does not mean that you cannot marry only one woman. That's not unlawful. But the idea of a man bowing himself to get permission from that woman when he is supposed to get permission from the father, because that woman is the property of her father, that the father is supposed to give away to another man that he has examined and made sure that this is someone that he agrees will be suitable to take over the care of his daughter. You understand? Like that's a righteous way how things are supposed to go. The evil of this society strips away all the power from the father. Power over your children. Your woman get pregnant, she can unalive your baby with an abortion. Like that's a wickedness of a woman. Unaliving the babies. You understand? Like that's a wicked thing. Taking your kids and holding them for ransom for child support money. Take your kids, run away to another state. You don't even have access to your kids. You can't find where the hell your kids are until you get some child support summons in the mail from some state. You don't know where the hell your kids are. She off somewhere with another man, and now you financing the whole thing. You sign a ring and a piece of paper. She get mad at you one day. She decides she want to go be Tia Mowry or go have an entanglement and decide, you know what? I know we got kids. I know we got this family. We've been together these years. You know what? I think it's something better out there. Let me sign this paper. Let me get half. What you got in there? Let me get that car. Let me get the dog. What we got here? What is this? I need some money for these kids. I gotta maintain my lifestyle. I need that. With a divorce lawyer. All right. You get a couch in your mama's living room, and you get to work and pay for the rest of your life. You understand? Like that's an evil thing of a woman. The Lord did not give a woman authority to just up and leave her man and throw the family away and just go chase happiness. That's an evil thing. You understand? A woman married trying to entice other men to want to have sex with her. That's a shame to that brother. Like that evil sister Alicia Keys did at that damn Super Bowl, letting Usher grind and squeeze all up on her in front of the whole goddamn world when she married the Swiss Beats. Like that evil broad Kiki Palmer did, showing her grinding and sliding all up and down on Usher. You understand? When she with a whole other man, she got kids in the family with. Like Sierra showing up to the damn award show with Russell Wilson with a see-through outfit, and she got on, you understand, a damn G-string and a bra in a see-through outfit. Like that's an evil thing. that you're not supposed to do that. Shaming your man like that, shaming your father like that. You understand? The Bible says, "He that getteth a wife begetteth a possession, a helpmeet like unto himself." You're not free to just go and behave and carry yourself any kind of way. That's against the Most High. That's an evil thing. And for a woman to think that because it's her body, that she's supposed to be able to do whatever she wants to that body, that's an evil thing as well. You understand? Like, we are a part of a nation. You understand? There was a time when sisters would not behave that way. But there was one sister here and one sister there that thought that she would just push the line. She would just push the envelope. She would just push to be the black Marilyn Monroe. And she would push more and get just a little bit more and a little bit more. The next generation will take it further. And then you get a Lil Kim. Then you get a Nicki Minaj. Then you get a this. And then you get a Sexy Red. You understand? Singing about her booty hole on the goddamn radio. Then you get Glorilla talking about, "I'll get an abortion." You understand? I'm out here getting all these men, but I'll get an abortion quick. You understand? Like, damn the baby, damn the society, damn your family, damn the kids listening to your music. The hell with anybody. You understand? Like, that's an evil thing. You understand? The whole Garden of Eden came down. Adam was in absolute paradise. And Eve was told that she could be a diva, goddess, boss lady. And the serpent gave Eve some knowledge. Next thing you know, Adam fell weak up underneath of Eve. The next chapter, they got evicted. A few verses later, one son murdered the other son. Like, that's the first lesson in the Bible. That should not be. And it's so important because if you don't recognize and keep that evil spirit in check, our oppressor and the devil will use your woman to destroy everything. That's what's running rampant in our community now. Mommy in charge of everything. That's why the kids in class fighting the damn teacher. You understand? The Lord said, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them." God did not make a woman to rule over the children. That does not mean that the women can't take care of children. That doesn't mean they can't watch children. That doesn't mean they can be alone with the children. But the ultimate authority over who will and won't do what is supposed to come from that man's authority. That's how the Lord set that up. I'm going to call the police versus I'm going to tell your daddy. Telling your daddy has a lot more weight than the police. You understand? So this is what the Lord said. This is what he said here in verse 13. "Give me any plague but the plague of heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman, and any affliction, any illness, affliction, or pain, but the affliction of them that hate me." Don't let your enemies be able to afflict you. That's why it was so evil that the civil rights leaders and Jackie Robinson and everybody else integrated our communities. And that's why it's so important that even though we are integrated, we must purposely take into ourselves that we are going to go out of our way to find and support our people, to support Black people, to support Latinos, to support Native Americans, to keep our traditions and our heritage, to make sure that our sons and daughters know that who we are as a people, what is our identity, not celebrate the customs and the gods and the heritage and the holidays of the other nations of people, even though you may be around brothers and sisters that do, and other people who are not our people that do celebrate them. You're supposed to know that you are different. You understand? That this is your identity. All right? He said, "and any revenge but the revenge of enemies." All right? He said, "There is no head above the head of a serpent, and there is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy." You understand? He said, "I'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon." A lion is a terrible, ferocious beast that you do not want to be in the house with. You don't. And a dragon is another ferocious beast. You got different dragons. Their saliva is poisonous. You understand? Like the Gila monster. different types of dragons. You understand? Like he'd rather live with that than to keep house with a wicked woman. You understand? A wicked woman. He said you don't want to live with a wicked woman. The scriptures say the woman whose hands is bands and nets. She wants to control everything. She wants to be in everybody's business. She in everybody else's household and their family, trying to deal with that stuff. Talk all at the hair and the nail shop. I seen Keisha doing this. You know her man ain't no good. You know her son always stealing and robbing. He ain't up to no good. Oh, you over there? I seen him with her. I seen her with him. I seen them together. What you talking about? She with who? Man, that girl a lesbian. I seen her and her there. Shoot. Always running the streets, turning up. That's why our kid's so bad. That's why our son doing that. I seen a little girl, her fast tail, all in there sneaking boys in and out the house. I bet she pregnant again. Just your mouth is in everybody else's business. How much you get paid? Where's your check? Call them and see how much money they got. I need some more money. Well, didn't you just get paid? Didn't you just get that? Where's your money? Where's this? I need some more. You understand? Like whose hands is snares and nets. You want to control everything. You understand? Like that's an evil woman. You understand? It's different from being in charge of stuff to make sure that things function smoothly. And it's another thing with trying to control everything. You understand? Like the Lord did not want that. He did not want that for a woman. The Lord made a woman to work in conjunction, you understand, with her man. And this is what the scriptures is talking about. Suppose you are a sister that does not have a man. Like the vast majority of our nation, many sisters are by themselves. You understand? What should she do? What should those sisters do? Those sisters should do exactly what you brothers and sisters are doing now, which is to come into the ISUPK so they can get the wisdom of how to deal with that family, how to deal with that father, how to raise those sons and those daughters in that home that may not physically have a man ruling over that household. But the wisdom of how to deal with that situation, the Lord has imparted into the priests and prophets in the ISUPK. So you can call and get the counseling that you need. You understand? That's all you got to do is call. And it's imperative that every brother and sister come in here. You understand? All right, so where we at? All right, it said dwell in the house with a dragon and a lion. Says the wickedness of a woman changeth her face. Like you can see it and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. You understand? Like it puts a darkness on a woman's face. You understand? Not necessarily a colored darkness, but you can just see like an evil glow. You understand? And different facial expressions and things like that. Like, you understand? Like, that's what it's talking about here in the scriptures. It says, her husband shall sit amongst his neighbors, and when he heareth it, he shall sigh bitterly. Like when Will Smith heard Jada Pinkett all on the internet talking about an entanglement, talking about Will don't satisfy me. I need to go out and get one of my son's little PlayStation buddies, and I felt good with him. You understand? But Will, he ain't no real man. You understand? Like he hearing this, like, oh gosh, just dragging the brother, trashing the brother. You understand? That's why he felt he had to go on stage and make a big public spectacle and physically attack Chris Rock, which was an evil thing to do. You understand? Trying to save face. Because when he hear what she have done, he gonna be like, oh no. Like it bring him great shame and pain to know that you got a woman that does not respect you. Like that's an evil thing. Like a woman being disrespectful to a man, that is an evil thing. A woman is not made to be jumping in no man's face and trashing him and telling all his private business on the internet and women up there on the internet. Yeah, me and my husband do this and we be doing this together. He like when I do this and girl, you got to do this and this and me and my man that. Like, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. Like that's an evil woman. You got to learn how to close your mouth. You got to teach your woman to not be all on the internet like Offset and Cardi B just running wild with her mouth saying God knows anything. You understand? Like that's a shameful thing. You should not be doing that. You understand? He said, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner, meaning a wicked man, fall upon her. You understand? Let the portion of an evil man fall upon her. You understand? Like that's what the scriptures is talking about. That's what he's saying. Because an evil man that will rob, that will steal, that will be with another man's woman, like that's an evil man. A wicked woman is made for an evil man. You understand? He out robbing and stealing, she's scheming and scamming, doing all kind of terrible things. You understand? Like that's against the Most High. We shouldn't live these type of lives. We should aspire to be this type of person. We should despise this type of life so that we can learn how to change and not be these people that the Bible speaks against. And that's the point. And it's so heavy and so prevalent that it's mentioned so many times in the Bible because that is what is being championed. That's what's being promoted. It's being promoted to be this way, to be this loud, rude, brash, sexually liberated, tons of body counts, tons of abortions. I go where I want. You're all on the internet, damn pair of drawers and bikini pics. You're showing your tail off to everybody on the internet. Like you don't know what to say out of your mouth. There's nothing respectable. And you're teaching the next generations not to respect anything. A couple of generations ago, it wasn't like this. You understand? And each one pushed the line more and more. Once the head of that home was removed from being in power, this is what happened. The generation that was only raised with mom in charge. You understand? That's why I keeps mentioning this so much, because the key to fixing this is putting the man back in the position of authority, back on the pedestal, back in the way and the place where the Lord said it should be done. That's how you start to fix all of these things there. You understand? He says, let's see, verse 20, it says, as climbing up a sandy way, like you ever tried to walk through the sand, you don't get very far. To the feet of the age, an old man is not moving very fast. Imagine an old man trying to move through sand. Well, this is an analogy that he's using. So is a wife full of words to a quiet man. A woman is full of words. Well, a woman with sisters, you got to understand that your words are very powerful. They can encourage a man to do well and be strong, and they can destroy everything and everyone that you speak towards at the same way. You understand? You can encourage and prepare and encourage a man to be strong for the day. Encourage your sons and your daughters to make them want to go forth and succeed. You can encourage them by teaching them how to read, teaching them how to be smart, how to do things, how to feel confident in themselves because you're helping them. That motherly's voice is such a heavy, a powerful thing. And it's so very much needed that our people, you would not believe, are not getting. Now you take that same voice and nag everybody and berate the little girl because she got the figure you used to have. And she hasn't ruined her life the way you ran through a bunch of men and had a bunch of children by different men. And now you got responsibilities that this child is not supposed to have. It's a baby. It's a little girl. It's a young girl. It's a young lady. She ain't supposed to have the responsibilities that you have from the decisions that you made. You cannot take this out on this child because you frustrated. You got to keep your emotions in check. A woman is not always good at keeping her emotions in check. That's why she needs someone to help tell her, listen, you're talking too much. You're talking too much. You can't go and attack the kids because you're frustrated about life. You can't hit them because you're tired of your patience in dealing with children. Because when they go to school and they get tired of the patience of dealing with other kids, they're going to start hitting people too. That's how you have these overly aggressive, short tempered, effeminate men that as soon as their feelings get hurt, they must shoot something. They got to shoot everything. No one can ever make me feel uncomfortable or be upset because the only time that you learn how to deal with you feeling a certain way, you got to lash out and hit something because you've been lashed out on and hit since you was a baby. Like you can't do that. But someone has to teach you that you cannot behave this way. You understand? You can't learn it from church because they're not real men of God. T.D. Jakes in there swallowing men up. You understand? You can't learn it from him. You go to Joel Osteen's church, a mentally unstable alternative lifestyle woman that identifies as two man. She gonna do the shooting with her child with her. She took her 4-year-old son with her while she's shooting up the church. Like the Lord ain't in none of these places, man. You got to come into UPK and we'll teach and train you how to get right, how to be a righteous sister. We'll walk you through it and in your process and be there with you to help you along the way. But a woman's words can destroy so much. You can make a nice and a pleasant home, but you can make a place where no one wants to come. There's a reason why there's so many people out in the street. If there was a nice and pleasant home, that's what the New Testament is talking about in the book of Titus that we read so many times. When it says an aged woman teach a younger woman how to keep a home. You understand? How to make the house smell nice. Make sure it's clean. Make sure it's an environment that's someplace that a husband will want to come and stay. That a family will want to be a family in here. You understand? That there's food here, there's provisions here, that you can hear when somebody got a cough and show up with some tea or some medicine. Like that's a wonderful thing. And that says a great deal about that home. That is what an aged woman is supposed to teach to a younger woman. And when that woman opens her mouth, she'll bring comfort, she'll bring support, she'll bring reassurance, she'll bring nurturing, she'll bring kindness, she'll brighten up a day, she'll brighten up a room. She'll take someone that's down, that's ready to crash, that's ready to just throw it all away and say, all right, Miss Williams. Hey, thank you, Miss Williams. That's your teacher. You understand? That's your home. That's your support. That's your backup. You understand? Like, that's what the Lord made a woman to be, not something tearing everything down. Like we have to repair our people, our communities, our families, especially our sisters, especially our brothers, especially our children. You understand? And getting the understanding of what the Lord wanted and the purpose for what he said in these scriptures is very important. That's why these things are written so many times in the Bible. You understand? All right. And your mouth is causing strokes and heart attacks. You cussing and fussing, hearing the different pitches and all of the screams of you growling and running your mouth everywhere in the hallway, you giving your kids panic attacks. They developing developmental issues in their brain from hearing you spend over here doing that noise. Leave you. You do too much. You growling and shouting and barking like a goddamn German shepherd. You damaging your kid's immune system with all that hollering. You damaging their organs. They developing developmental and brain issues from you squealing and growling and hollering like a goddamn caged animal. You understand? You causing people strokes and heart attacks and raising their blood pressure and causing them all kind of anxiety. You are not allowed to behave that way. You are not free to just be a dragon and a monster and think that God is okay with it and he's on your side. Like that's an evil woman. You are, as a woman that does that, is an evil woman. Whether she's grandma, mama, baby mama, young mama, little mama, you are not allowed to be that way. Like that's against the Most High. But the Christian church has told you that a woman has been on the pedestal and the light of God shines down from out the sun when the Bible says the opposite most of the time. You understand? That a woman is not to be put in lights in the headlight and shine on the pedestal. Like that's not that's what happened in the Garden of Eden. Then one son started committing murders. You understand? Like the Lord said, don't do that. There's a time and a place to reward, to make sure that things are going well, but there's a limit, there's a border. You understand? The scripture does talk about reward a righteous woman that does righteously, that works well with her hands, that does sewing and cooking and doing all of these wonderful things full of skills and virtues in Proverbs 31 and many other places in the Bible. That's a very wonderful thing, but it is usually not the case. That's not what you're seeing. If that's what you were seeing everywhere, who would ever leave that woman? Why would you leave her? The house smells like all the wonderful things you ever want to eat. Soon as you sniffle, there's a cup of tea here. Soon as you do this, the kids is taken care of. They rip the uniform pants. She in there sewing the pants up. I remember my grandma was ironing the clothes of my uncles that came to the house on their lunch break, and they would show up, and she look and she said, "Oh, give me that shirt. Give me that shirt, Joe. Give me that shirt. What you doing with this wrinkled shirt? What you talking about, Mom? I got it steamed here. That shirt ain't steamed. They steamer ain't working. Give me the shirt. Give me the shirt real quick. Let me do this. Let me do this. You still got them other pants? You got them other pants in here? Bring me that other uniform you got up in the closet there. You got to go change this. Can't have you out here looking like this and that. And did you eat? Did y'all eat? Y'all out doing everything. Y'all ain't eat. I got food in there. I got this. It's something on the stove there. You understand? It's something on the stove. You check there. It's some macaroni in there. Make sure you take some. Take as a matter of fact, I'm cooking something else. Take the whole thing with you. I need to get it out the refrigerator. Take it all with you. Warm it up and eat. Y'all good? Y'all all right? All right. All right. Like that I mean, you'll never get rid of those memories. Like them be the most pleasant memories in your entire life. You waking up to breakfast. You understand? Like all kind of wonderful things there. And the Lord made a woman to make life absolutely wonderful. And that's what a woman is supposed to do. Like that's what a virtuous woman is supposed to do. Every sister got different skills, different abilities, but there's aged woman that has multiple sets of skills and abilities that she's supposed to teach a younger woman so that she don't be this woman running her damn mouth all the time, causing everybody panic attacks and strokes. You understand? If somebody told her to shut her goddamn mouth, guess what? She wouldn't be killing everybody. Kids wouldn't be in the street running amok. Don't worry. I'll do it. I'll help you out. You understand? The scripture in verse 21, it says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman. Don't just take a woman and look at her beauty and whatever physically attracts you to her. That's not good enough. You understand? Don't stumble at the beauty of a woman. And you for sure better not stumble at what you think is a beautiful woman now. Because it might be some nigga up underneath of that paint and that makeup that you looking at. And you think you looking at a beautiful woman. It's some man up underneath of there. You understand? You can't be thinking what your lust and what you think and what you see it. You better make sure of everything. The Lord said, stumble not at the beauty of a woman. And because this society done push the lust to the thousandth degree, you understand, you don't know what the hell is going on. Like the Lord don't want you to make an informed decision and actually learn something about this woman. What is in her brain? What is she about? Can she hold a conversation? Are you even compatible with her? Does she have a man? Is she one of us? Is her father Black, Hispanic, or Native American? You understand? Like the Lord said, don't stumble at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. If the only reason you got this woman or you trying to deal with a woman is because she can please you in some way, then you are not wise at all. All you want to do is have sex with this woman. You're very unwise. You don't know who the hell this is. She might be out of her mind. She might set your damn clothes on fire. She might throw your PlayStation out the window. She might take your kids and run away to another state. She might burn the damn kids. You don't know what's going on. They arrested some monster in Texas or Florida somewhere. She threatening to throw the damn kids in the oven. That's like the second or third woman in the last month that's talking about putting her kids in the oven. You understand? The Lord said, don't just deal with no woman desiring her for pleasure and because she's beautiful. You better learn something else about her. You better find out what a woman is actually for, other than your pleasure and to look beautiful. You understand? All right. So that's what the Lord is talking about there. We'll be at 9:10. All right. Let's skip down to verse 23. The Lord said, a wicked woman abateth the courage. There's so many brothers that would come into the truth, that would come to serve the Lord, but they married to a wicked woman. They married to a woman that discourages them from serving the Most High. That discourage. I don't want you out on the corner standing with them, yelling, talking about the oppressor is the devil, reading the Bible, talking about a man can have more than one woman, talking about Jesus is black, and the oppressor he going into slavery and getting your boots kissed. I don't want you out there with them dressing like superheroes with spikes and all of that stuff. I don't want you out there. We just want to have Christmas and live our lives. And now I don't get no Valentine's Day candy no more. Like she discourages a man from being strong for the Lord. You understand? That's a wicked woman. The same way a righteous woman can encourage a man to go and conquer a city for the Most High, like the sisters in the ISUPK encourage brothers to do. It says, a wicked woman maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. Make a man's face heavy and torn down, man. He's just heavy. He's sad. Why? Because he went and fell for some wicked woman that he thought was a good woman. And now she done left him for another man. She done left him and took his kids and took all his money in his house and his car. And now he is just trying to get his life back together, trying to get over. He thought she was really with him, thought she was down with him, just so that she can go be with somebody else to have Valentine's Day hearts, or to get invited to a Thanksgiving dinner when it's cuffing season and just throw you away like trash, man. Like that's what the scriptures say. That's an evil woman. Like a woman is not allowed to do that to a man, and a man is not allowed to do that to a sister either. Can't just throw each other away like old shoes and garbage, man. You'll destabilize the entire society doing that. And that's where we are now. We in damage control mode. You understand? Said in a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees, man. She was supposed to comfort her husband in distress when his world is turned upside down. Esau firing him, not giving him a slavery. She's supposed to relieve that brother. He ain't supposed to be thinking about going out and robbing and trying to steal or do something, because she gonna relieve that brother. She ain't gonna hassle and stress this brother into a stroke or to a robbery. Well, you got to come up with this money. What you doing? You got to get it together. You ain't the man I thought you was. You got to go be something else. I done waited for you to get yourself together too long. I'm getting ready to go out here and find something better. Listen, I'm giving you until this time. If you ain't got it together by then, this ain't gonna work. I'm giving you to this time. If you can't get your stuff together, you're going to have to go back over to your mama or go back to this and this and that. Like, that's an evil woman. You ain't got no right to throw that man away because he's struggling and suffering. Because guess what? Before you got all the power and resources by America after integration, brothers wasn't just throwing women out on the street because of disagreements or whatever. You understand? Because you wasn't bringing in as much money as he was bringing in. We knew that we needed each other and we had to stay together. You understand? Not just for ourselves, for the kids, for the future generation, for a decade from now. You understand? For several generations later, for the city, for the families, for the businesses that we had. You understand? For the society that we lived in. So that if everybody hit hard times, hell, everybody just say to hell with it. And everybody just go be single. And let's just have fun. That's what we're doing now. And it's full of disease and sadness and evictions. And it costs a whole bunch of money. We can't get stuff together. We losing everything. We getting fired. Everybody mad. We shooting each other all on the internet, battling each other. Nobody having a good time. Everybody chasing happiness and pleasure and getting none of it except for a moment. Like that, the Lord didn't make life to be this way. And the old ways that the Lord gave us is what we teach here in the ISUPK, and it works. It works just the way the Lord said that it would when He gave us these rules from the very beginning. You understand? Let's get some more. All right. It said, of women came the beginning of sin. All right. For those of y'all that don't know, you understand, sin came into the world because Eve disobeyed Adam. The serpent gave Eve knowledge to make her a diva, make her a goddess. You understand? And then, of course, Adam fell weak under Eve, which Eve was not supposed to do this, and sin came into the world. Shortly after that, you got murder, you got the flood, you got all kind of stuff. Everything just went out of order from there. So the Lord said, of women came the beginning of sin. That's why you're not supposed to worship a woman. You're not supposed to do that. And through her, we all die. It's very important to learn that. Very important in the Bible. So that the evil spirits that will exploit a woman like America does to put her and make her think that she's diva boss lady, those evil spirits don't take root in a man or in you sisters. You understand? The Lord said, give water no passage. If you let water creep through a crack in your wall somewhere, eventually it's going to be a flood somewhere. If you let water leak out of a hole somewhere, eventually it's going to be a puddle somewhere. If you don't deal with water passing some way that it's not supposed to go, you're going to pay for it in the long run. All the plumbers, all the pipe welders, everybody know about that. All the mechanics, you understand? Well, the Lord said, give water no passage, and neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. That means travel abroad. You understand? She shouldn't be going to All Star Weekend down in Miami, or Freaknik, or Carnival, or Mardi Gras. You understand? Or Labor Day weekend out of town with the girls. If you know you got a wicked woman, and she can't be traveling everywhere. You understand? The Lord said, don't do that. And you know your woman is not strong enough to not do that. You better make sure she don't have all this liberty to go everywhere. You understand? You're going missing as it is. You need to learn to stay at home. You don't have any money. You're running out of money. That's why sisters getting thrown out on the street. You don't have money to be traveling and taking all these damn trips to Dubai. You get over in Dubai and the Arabs arrest you because you're acting like a damn dragon. The girls' trips, the Queen Latifah and the entanglement broad, whatever her name was. And what's the one? The Hamite that pretended to be black because she's from Oakland. What is her name? The Ethiopian, Tiffany Haddish. You understand? Like, you're not allowed to live that life. Hot girl summer leads to herpes and chlamydia, like was spreading all through Atlanta, all through Virginia. Syphilis on the rise, having a hot girl summer. Everybody want to have Valentine's Day. Syphilis spreading all through Virginia in record numbers, all through Houston. Chlamydia and syphilis explosion. You understand? Like, we can't disregard what the Lord said. You understand? It's too much freedom everywhere. This freedom is deadly, it's toxic. Like the Lord, we got boundaries and borders that this is as much freedom as you can have. You can't go past that. There's danger past that. It's a cliff past that. You understand? You understand? Like the Lord said, don't do that. All right. But a righteous woman will comfort her husband. She'll strengthen her husband. She'll strengthen her sons, man. She'll make sure they gonna read and write and get strong and get fed and go to bed clean and fresh at night, smelling good, and wake up and get them off to school. And you understand? Like, that's a righteous thing that a sister does. Being a mother and a wife is a very righteous and a very honorable thing that this evil society that primarily seeks to divide blacks, Hispanic, and Native American men from the women, it seeks to tear us apart, to divide us, because together it is an amazing, powerful thing that the Lord gave us the blueprint on how to do this from the very beginning. So, with that, all right, we're going to end it there. We up over the time. All right. Everybody, just make sure you pay your tithes. Everyone, make sure you hit the likes for all everybody watching on YouTube for the algorithm. Make sure that you like all of these ISUPK videos, these classes. Go back, just take a moment, make sure you like the videos. We got new videos and reels up. We got, all kind of things on this channel. It's Black History Month. We got whole series about Black inventors, Black and Latino inventors, all the Black things in the Bible, from a whole series on this channel, on both of our channels on YouTube. You understand? Make sure you pay your tithes. Right, isupk.com. You go right to the website, make your account. It'll email you receipt right there. We at ISUPK. We start out at 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a brother and sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. It's very important that you learn that. If you dealing with some brother and sister in the world, which is not wise, but many brothers and sisters do, and they are, that's fine. It would be very wise for you to adhere to the rules that the Lord set up to protect your soul and your life by men that God put in charge to do so. It would be very wise for you to take what you learn in here and apply it everywhere to your life outside of here. You understand? Very important thing to do. And here, if a brother and sister comes into the school, you're off limits for 6 months. You're to be saluted only. So you can learn, you can grow, you can change yourself, you can get the proper counsel, you can get a time away from being requested or required to do anything else. Only focus on learning and growing yourself to become a new man, a new brother, a new sister, a new woman for who you have been your entire life. It's very important so that you can continue to grow. Brothers and sisters need that and more time. You understand? But to get on your way. After this 6 month period, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they will get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. After this, there is a 6 month period where the brother and sister will then get permission from the head to marry. You understand? All right. Tithes, which is a commandment. Go right to isupk.com. It's in the Bible in Malachi. You understand? Make sure that you pay your tithes, 10% of any penny of any increase that the Most High gives to you. You understand? You get it. You find $20 on the ground. You hit the lottery. You get a stimulus check. You get your Social Security, your disability, your payroll check. You get a bonus at the slavery. 90% of what you get, the Lord has provided for you. 10% belongs to the Most High. That's his cut off top. All right. Upcoming High Holy Day, you got the Feast of Purim, the Memorial, which is going to be next week. It's going to be Thursday and Friday. We'll be going down to Charlotte, North Carolina, speaking that Saturday. We're going to get it on. All right. You understand? All right. And lastly, if any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you to be in all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, war scarf, contact whatever ISUPK school is in your city, your zone, your area near you. Make sure that you call the school and let whoever know that you want to be a trooper in the ISUPK if you are a brother. If you are a sister, you cannot be a trooper. The work of serving the Most High is not a job for a sister. But if you want to be a sister in the school, make sure that you call the school the same way that the brother would. Whatever city and state that you are in, make sure you let that school know that you want to be a brother or you want to be a sister in the school, so that you get in there, make sure that you contact, you communicate, so that all the communications and everything is done in its proper, decent way and order, so that you are not just watching videos online month after month, year after year. All right? Let's do all things in decency and in order. And with that, to the brothers, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Barakathum. To the sisters, Yahweh Shamar Al-Athun Ba'ashem Yahushai. Tune in right here, Friday, Hebrew language class. Make sure you learn the ancient Hebrew, our native language, the Lashawan Kodash. And with that, Shalom, my brothers and sisters. Shalom.
West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he abdominal. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since. All the dominance of one West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the quiet, mute my maneuvers. But I ride like I got Groupons for Uber. Rhymes hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler.
You know, that he was only sent to the lost sheep, you know, of the house of Israel. You understand? If you, this truth is only for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, consider yourself special. That this truth is for you. When they
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General Yohana is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Gathered on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.